Oh, hello. You know, I feel very fortunate to have started running as a freshman on a high school cross-country team and then have the ability to go to college and run cross-country and track, because I was always surrounded by people who were older than me, who were more experienced than me, and who were frankly a lot better than me. And it was through this experience that I was able to learn a lot of the nuance that is in the sport of running. And I found one of the most helpful things for me at the beginning was just learning what not to do. Because running is one of those sports that is seemingly so simple that we think it's so easy and anyone can do it and you don't need any instruction. But in fact, that therein lies the difficulty. Because it seems so simple, we are much more likely to make some really common big mistakes. So in this video, I want to go over some of the big mistakes that I still see a lot of runners making so that you don't make these mistakes and you can simply do the right thing. You're going to experience more progress in your running. You're going to experience fewer setbacks in your running and just have a lot more fun. You're going to be running faster, getting injured less frequently. And these are the mistakes that I see not just in beginner runners, but in even intermediate runners and those with years and years of experience. So let's go over the top 6 big mistakes that I see distance runners making. Mistake number 1, running through pain. I actually added this one at the last minute and then decided to lead with this mistake because I just got an email yesterday from a runner who I had written a custom training plan for him. He was doing really well, but he started experiencing some Achilles pain. And he asked me if he should just run through it and hope that it goes away. No, we never want to do this. We never want to run through any kind of pain, particularly if it's sharp or stabbing, particularly if it makes you alter your running form to try to mitigate that pain or run around the pain. We don't want to give ourselves a self-imposed limp, so you definitely want to not go running if whatever is bothering you rises to the level of pain that it is actually making you change your running form. And also, if you go running and the pain gets worse and worse, sometimes pain gets better. And, you know, if it slowly lessens over the course of the run and really feels better the more you warm up, that's a good sign that your running is not actually making that problem worse. But let's not run through any pain. Let's not try to change our form to lessen the pain. Then we are just creating all kinds of imbalances, and we're going to make it much more likely that this pain resurfaces again in the future. Mistake number 2, thinking of yourself only as a runner and not as an athlete. Runners just go running, but you are not a runner. You are an athlete that specializes in running. That means you're going to do a dynamic warm-up before you go running. That means you're going to practice strength training regularly and consistently. That means you're going to do drills and form exercises that reinforce good form and technique, the same way that any other athlete in any other sport works on their technique. That also means that you are going to spend some time running really fast. Even if you're someone who just runs for health, runs for fun, you are still an athlete that specializes in running. And some faster running is going to reinforce better technique. It's going to get you into better shape, and it's going to work on additional physical skills that you just don't get when you're only doing slow running. So things like muscle fiber recruitment, power, higher ranges of motion. So many things happen when we run faster and outside of our normal easy running pace. So don't avoid faster running. Start doing some strides, start doing some hill sprints or easy fartleks, and over time you can build to some of the more challenging workouts that you can see in training plans. But always remember, you are an athlete that specializes in running, and that means you don't just run. You do all the other things that make good runners good runners. Mistake number 3, running your easy runs too fast. Common mistake, happens to everyone, including me sometimes, and we have to think of each run, I think, as a purposeful training session. Why are we going out for a run? What is the purpose? What are we trying to accomplish? Many times when we're out there on an easy run, the goal is simply an easy effort. So let's not rely on what our watch is telling us. We really need to make sure that the run is easy no matter what the pace is telling us. Just use what I call the 3 C's of easy running to really know if your easy runs are easy. Number 1, are they conversational? Can you talk in mostly complete sentences? Number 2, are they comfortable? Do you feel comfortable when you're out there running? Is your perceived rating of exertion relatively low? If you feel pretty good, if you feel comfortable, then that's probably an easy effort for you. And then the final C of the 3 C's of easy running is controlled. Do you feel in control? Not only your form, but your breathing and your respiration, does that also feel in control? If you can carry on a conversation, if you feel in control, you feel comfortable, then you can be confident that that effort that you're running is easy. Don't turn your easy runs into races. They are not a time for you to test your fitness or prove yourself. The confident runners, the runners who know the purpose of their training sessions, are very comfortable running easy because they know that that's not a test of their true potential. Mistake number 4 is 100% adherence to a training plan. Training plans are not meant to be followed 100%. Now, this might seem kind of weird. I'm a guy who pretty much makes his living from writing training plans and telling runners how to structure their training. So this is an odd one, right? But training plans are really like roadmaps to your final destination. They tell you how to get there, but can you take a wrong turn? Can you go an alternate route? Of course, you're still going to get to your final destination. Ultimately, what a training plan really is simply an ideal vision of how to train so that you can accomplish your goals. You can do it many, many different ways. You don't have to follow the training plan exactly the way that your coach or whoever has written the training plan for you has laid it out. You have to listen to your body. You have to look at your stress levels, look at what else is going on in your life, and if you can move things around and be flexible, then you're going to be much more productive with your running. Because sometimes a workout might be on the schedule, but that's not a good idea. You might not be rested. You might still be carrying a lot of fatigue in from another training session. And in those situations, it might be best to simply be kind to yourself and put off the workout for another day or two, or maybe even skip it. I know that's sacrilege coming from a coach, but sometimes these are concessions that we have to make, and that's okay. Mistake number 5, always focusing on the same race distance. I can't tell you how many runners that I am in contact with regularly who only run marathons. They run 3 or 4 marathons a year. If you're always training for a marathon, then you're always doing marathon training. Even if that's the big goal that you have, maybe qualifying for Boston, breaking 4 hours, breaking 3 hours, no matter what goal you have in the marathon, you will be well served by getting faster in other race distances. So focus on the 5K, focus on the 10K or the half marathon or a trail race, or register for an ultra marathon or an obstacle course race. There's so many other options out there, and running is running, fitness is fitness. If you get faster in an event that you don't really care about, that means you're likely to get faster at the race distances that you do care about. So don't just focus on one race, focus on a variety of races and a variety of workouts to get you prepared for those races. You'll develop a wider variety of physical skills, your fitness will be more robust, and you'll be a much faster runner. Mistake number 6, 5 plus 1. Mistake number 6 is leading an inactive lifestyle outside of running. Now, you could be running 10 miles a day and then sit on your butt the rest of the day, and that's not going to be good for you. Running doesn't excuse an inactive lifestyle. And not only is it bad for your general health, but it also is bad for your running. If you lead an inactive lifestyle, your posture is going to suffer. You're going to feel tight and have reduced mobility and range of motion throughout the day. That's going to predispose you to injuries. There's a lot of things that we get from just leading an active lifestyle. Being able to go for a walk, play with your kids, work in the yard. There's a lot of different things that comprise living an active lifestyle and just being active on a day-to-day basis. Small things, like if you work in an office or a desk, you're sitting down all day. Most of my day is sitting down. I try to incorporate as much mobility and walking and other forms of movement throughout the day because it just makes me feel better. And then when I transition into my run, into my workout, I don't feel as tight. I feel better. That first mile isn't such a slog, and mentally that is a big boost. So if you are just kind of sitting around outside of running, make sure that you are doing some other things to get yourself moving, to keep yourself feeling active and loose and mobile throughout the day, and your running will benefit from that. And there we have it. Those are the common 6 mistakes that I see runners making. Now, I could probably record 3 more videos with 18 more mistakes because there are a lot of mistakes that you can make as a runner. I know I've made all of them in my running career, and one of the reasons why I make these videos is to talk about some of those mistakes so that you can learn from my errors and not make them yourself. But I'm curious, what other mistakes have you made in your training that have really reduced your ability to train? Maybe mistakes that have gotten you injured or given you a really terrible race result. Leave a comment under this video. I will try to address every single comment that I get and hopefully give you a resource to hopefully make you not make that mistake again in the future.